Good afternoon and welcome to Northern Maine Productions. We are in the workshop working on the 3081 snapper. So I mentioned in an earlier video that this needed some work, needs a brake band put on it, brakes don't work on it. Should also have some new boots put on it. I do have a couple of boots here, but they're on the other old 2650 parts machine. I may or may not swap them, I don't know. I probably will. So I figured while I was working on this would be a perfect time to take this old 8 horsepower engine off of here that has more than fulfilled its lifetime duty. That poor old thing is really tired. But there might be hope for this engine still. I was searching around on eBay a couple weeks ago, and I did find that you can buy a master engine rebuild kit for this engine that is aftermarket. Apparently the parts are made in Japan. It was $199. It's got a piston, connecting rod, rings, gaskets and seals, and I think there might have been maybe a camshaft in it, or maybe a camshaft too, I don't know. But $199 for an engine, for a master rebuild kit for this. So what I'm going to do is, you probably all saw that video where I had this 7 horsepower engine running. It runs pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily install this 7 horsepower engine on here so I can continue to run this thing if I need it. Now I'm going to have to take the carburetor off of this and put it on that 7 horse, because this carburetor actually does work pretty well. I can't put the electric start on the 7 horse because there's no provisions for the alternator, I don't believe, so I'm not even going to bother. And there's no ring gear on that 7 horse engine anyway, so I don't care. I'm just going to pull start it. But I just got done getting this drive plate off of the bottom of that engine. And that's what... Well, it's the next day. Welcome back to Northern Maine Productions. I had a little technical difficulties last night with my camera when I was trying to work on this 3081 snapper. Apparently I've got one of my batteries is no good. I come out here with a freshly charged battery and I couldn't keep my camera going. I was trying to film some of this while I was changing the engine on this lawnmower last night. I guess it's time to buy a new camera. I've had this one for 11 years, and just about every single video that I've ever filmed on my YouTube channel is from this little Canon point and shoot camera. So I was successful in getting this old 7 horsepower Briggs temporarily installed on this 3081. I just took it out back here and mowed a little bit with it, and it does run. It seems to run fairly respectable. I don't think that this engine is in a lot better condition than the one I took off in it, to be honest with you. I noticed when I get into some heavy grass out there, there was a pretty good cloud of blue smoke following me around, so yeah. That was pretty much what I anticipated from this old engine. I mean, this is a 1969 engine. It seemed to run good. It's actually a little smoother than I anticipated it was going to be. Obviously this 7 horse engine is not a synchro balanced engine. It's not quite as smooth as it is with that, you know, that old 8 horsepower engine that's over there. I believe that that engine is synchro balanced. That engine runs incredibly smooth for one of those old flathead engines, and it's a later engine. It's around a 1990 from everything I can tell. It doesn't have the right start. It doesn't have the original starter cover on it, but I do still have the original starter cover off from it. It's all broke to pieces. So my plan is, like I stated before, I'm going to run this engine here temporarily, and I'm going to disassemble that 8 horsepower engine and evaluate it and see if it's actually worth rebuilding. If it's not worth rebuilding, then probably I'll just leave this one on here. This mower still works pretty good, but it is relatively worn out, believe it or not. It mows good and everything, but the steering's worn. You know, I was looking things over underneath of it there last night, and the clutch yoke's worn pretty bad on it, and it's got, you know, it's got a lot of hours on this thing. I've run it for 10 years. And the only major repairs that I've done to it in 10 years time was I replaced a differential in it about 7 or 8 years ago, and that's really the only major issue I've ever had with it. But it's needed an engine for a long time, and I finally decided I'd try to do something about it. I guess without further ado here, we'll see if I can crank up this old 7 horse. Alright. Little gallopy. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, why that keeps galloping like that. I suspect that there might be a little bit of water in that carburetor. I'm gonna have to drop the bowl off in it and see what's going on there, because it was doing that on the other engine too. Of course, I haven't run this machine much for the last couple of years. It's set around a lot, so I've never had any trouble with that carburetor galloping like that before. Now, it wasn't doing that a few minutes ago when I was out back. It was running fine. But opened up with the decking gear, it seemed to be fine. It worked good. But so I got a few things left here I got to do to this. I got to fix the linkage on the brake band on the deck. That's just kind of dangling loose there. Might not hurt to wash that deck out and put a little bit of paint in there too. I mean, it doesn't look to me like it's very rusty, but I've never painted down in there, ever. And the deck still works good on this. Obviously, I didn't put the electric start back on this because I couldn't. This engine does not have a ring gear on it. And it doesn't have any provisions to mount the alternator. The little posts are there underneath the flywheel, but they're not drilled. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to put the electric start back on this 8 horsepower engine, because I discovered last night when I was taking this apart that there's actually a tooth missing off of the flywheel on that. And then I found it, and the tooth was laying in on top of the frame in here, down in next to the gas tank. That starter on that machine never has really sounded good, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to fix it because I don't have another flywheel here with a ring gear that's any good. The only other one that I have is one that I put on this old engine to just to get it started a few years ago. This is that engine that laid out, it was on the 30083 originally, and it sat for 30 years out behind, you know, with that machine while it was parked. And I actually changed the flywheel and put this old flywheel on here and put a starter on it and got it going. But the problem with that flywheel is the friggin' magnets are all gone, fell out of it, and it is out of balance extremely bad. When I got that engine started, this whole machine was just shaking really bad. So that flywheel there is probably no good. But oh well. So I got to fix the brake band and I got to fix the deck, and I probably am gonna have to do something with a friggin' throttle cable on this thing too. The throttle cable's has been giving me some headaches on this too for a while. It keeps bending up in here underneath the stupid thing keeps bending right in there. I'm probably gonna have to get a new cable for it, but it's no big deal, I guess. That's just part owning a lawnmower. But so I imagine I'll take this and try it out some. Try pushing on it a little bit, see if the smoke clears up, but I highly doubt that it will. You know, it's an aluminum bore engine. These things always smoke. The cast iron rings wear out pretty quick in them, so you know, if I was going to share with you guys what the best way is to change the engine on one of these, and the best way to change the engine on one of these machines is with it sitting flat like this, believe it or not. Let me grab my stuff here and we'll take a quick look at this. So sorry about jerking the camera around here and pointing at the floor and everything else. So we'll go over. So the best way to do this, taking it apart is easier than putting it together. When you get ready to take the engine off, you simply take the deck belt off of the pulley and out of the idler and just let it hang loose underneath the deck, underneath the machine. When you put your transmission in the roll position, that's actually perfectly centered right in the drive plate. Now for these bolts here, the bolts all come up through from these from the factory. You can reach right in through these holes right in here and hold the bolt. And you put your ratchet on here for these back two. This is a power ratchet. Obviously I'm not going to take this back apart. Now, up here in the front, it's a little different. You get up here, you want to let the deck down as far as it goes, and you can get this bolt right here underneath with a ratchet and maybe one extension. Put your wrench on there and hold that nut. Now unfortunately on the other side you're going to have to wrench that one off there by hand because you can't access it. You can't access it underneath with a ratchet because there's a belt guide in the road. And you simply unhook your throttle control and your wiring. Make sure you unhook the cables for the starter. Take the gas tank off and get that out of your road. And then once you get them bolts all out of there, you can actually lift that engine up out of there without taking the drive plate off. Now, I'm going to show you something that's important when you change the drive plate on one of these engines. This is the most crucial part of swapping an engine on any snapper and snapper lawnmower. And that is the height or the depth that drive plate is on the engine. This is very crucial. This one right here on this old engine here has never been moved. That is still in the factory position. That's a factory engine off my 30083, and I've set both of these machines that I've got here up by using this engine as a measurement, and they both work perfect. So here's what you go right from the bottom of that foot on the motor and right to the bottom edge of the drive plate. It's 4 inches exactly. If you set that drive plate there and it still don't work, then there's something else wrong. Because that, I know for a fact that that one's never been moved. And 4 inches. We'll set that up before you put the engine on there, and then you drop the engine down on there. The engine will drop on there and set on there as long as you've got that shifter in the roll position, because the drive disc will not be interfering with the drive plate. So those are some important steps right there. And I did that to this, and I put it on there, and I never had to touch anything. I just took it out back, and it mowed the drive system works fine on it. As good as it can be, as good as a worn out drive system can work. I noticed last night that the yoke is worn really bad on this machine, and it still works. It doesn't slip when you come up a hill with it, but I'll tell you what, it probably ain't far from it. And the drive disc is completely worn out on this thing. I was looking at that last night. It's almost down to the metal. So I've never put a drive disc on this. I've run it for 10 years and I've never changed it. But I have got some new ones here, and I'm probably going to change it here right off. So, well, anyways, that's just an interesting little look here. I hope that helps some of you out. These little machines can be really fun to work on. They're really simple to work on, but I'm telling you one thing right now, if you don't do things right, they'll drive you nuts, because they will not work right if you don't set them up right. And I guess that's all I've got to say about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something from this if you're here searching for information. Well, anyways, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.